zeros in the quotient. We're going to start out looking at 60 divided by 3 or 3 divided into 60. I've already created the model of 60 using 6 tens. Because my divisor is 3, I need to create 3 equal rows. So here are my 3 rows, and I can see that I can distribute another 10 to each row. So each row has 2 tens, and I could say that 60 divided by 3 is equal to 2 tens and 0 ones, or 20. Looking at my algorithm, my long division problem, 3 goes into 6 twice. I write the 2 over the 6 in my dividend. 2 times 3 is equal to 6. I subtract and I get 0. But I'm not done yet. I still have a 0 in my dividend in the ones place. So I need to bring that down and divide 3 into 0, which goes 0 times. 0 times 3 is 0. Subtracting, I get 0. So 60 divided by 3, no matter how I do it, is equal to 20. Be careful and make sure that you write that 0 in your quotient. Let's look at another problem. And this time we are going to look at 607 divided by 2. And writing the algorithm, I have 2 into 607. We need to create this with blocks. I have 6 hundreds, so I need 6 100 blocks. I have no tens, so I don't have any tens, and I have 7 ones. Because my divisor is 2, I am going to create 2 rows. So here are my 2 rows, and I can move my hundreds to make equal rows. Looking at the algorithm, 2 goes into 6 3 times. 3 times 2 is 6. Subtracting, I get 0. If I look back at my model, I have no tens to distribute. I have no tens. If I look at my algorithm, I have a 0 in the tens place. So I need to bring it down. And now I need to divide 2 into 0. Well, 2 goes into 0 0 times. I need to write my 0 in the quotient above the 0 in the dividend because it doesn't go in any times. 0 times 2 is 0. And subtracting, I have 0. If I go back to my model, I now have 7 ones that I can distribute. So I'm going to distribute my ones. And I can see that I was able to distribute 6 ones by putting 3 ones in each of my rows, and I have 1 1 left over. If I go back to my algorithm, I have 7 ones. I need to bring down the 7. 2 goes into 7 3 times. 3 times 2 is 6. Subtracting, I have 1. I have a remainder of 1, which I write up here right by my quotient. So 607 divided by 2, using the algorithm, I find is 303, remainder 1. If I look at what my blocks tell me, 607 divided by 2 gives me 3 100s, no 10s, and 3 1s in each row with a remainder of 1. No matter how I do it, I have the same quotient. Let's look at one additional example. And this time, we are going to look at 324 divided by 3. And writing it out as a long division problem, I have 3 into 324. Starting again with the blocks, I have 300. So let's create 300s. I have 20, which I could create as 2 10s, and I have 4 1s. My divisor is 3, so I need to create 3 equal rows. So I'm creating these 3 equal rows with my hundreds. If I look at the algorithm, 3 goes into 3 one time, and I write the 1 above the 3 in my dividend. 1 times 3 is 3, subtracting, and I get 0. Well, I cannot distribute my 2 10s in my blocks, not the way they are, because I don't have enough 10s to distribute a 10 to each one of my rows. If I look at the algorithm, I have 2 10s, which I need to bring down. 3 doesn't divide into 2, so I need to write a 0. 0 times 3 is 0, subtracting, and I get 2. With my blocks now, in order to distribute these 2 10s, I need to exchange them for 1s. So I've now exchanged my two 10s for ones, and I can see I have 10 plus 10 plus 4, or 24 ones. And now I can distribute them. I'm going to start distributing them, and then in order to save time, I'm going to stop and restart the recording. And don't worry if the screen goes black for a minute. So let's start distributing these. And as I continue to distribute the blocks, I can see that each row has 8 ones. Going back to the algorithm, I need to bring down the 4. Well, I had two 10s, which was 20, plus 4 ones, gives me 24 ones. I need to divide that by 3. If you don't remember your multiplication tables, a multiplication chart might help. So if we look at the multiplication chart, we know that our divisor is 3. So we want to look at this row, which are the multiples of 3. I can see that 24 is a multiple of 3. And how many times does 3 go into 24? Well, if I follow it up, it goes in 8 times. 24 divided by 3 is equal to 8. That means that I can write my 8 in the quotient. 8 times 3 is 24. I can subtract and get 0. Looking back at the model, I can see that I have 1 100, no 10s, and 8 ones. So 324 divided by 3 is equal to 108, no matter how I do it. Thank you for watching.